Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel for an honestly kind of overdue review. As I'm sure some of you guys remember, back during the Edison train show, I finally got my hands on the Bachmann Donald and Douglas models. So for the last few months, I've had these guys and have had the chance to run them in, get some experience with them, and because of that and actually having that experience, I thought it'd be fun to review these guys. These are ones that I've had some time with and in some cases have modified a bit, and with all of that being said, I think it's time we finally take a look at these guys a bit closer. So welcome back to the cutting board, everybody. So it just so happens that Donald is the one that I still have the packaging for. Douglas is kind of just chilling here. So I suppose we'll start actually with Donald and take him out of this packaging. The packaging itself is just straight up standard Bachmann stuff. There's nothing really special about it. It's got the catalog on the back, the moving eye diagram that shows Donald and the other engines and stuff. But that's really all there is to say about that. Let's go ahead and take Donald out and see what there is to say about him. So I'm going to go ahead and get the number one thing I dislike about these engines out of the way, and it's something that is shared on both of these engines, believe it or not. Neither of them have smoke boxes. This is all just one continuous boiler on literally both of them. Basically just one large mold, and that is something that, I don't know, once you notice it, you kind of can't unnotice it, and that's a little bothering, but besides that, I have to say these models are overall quite phenomenal. The name boards on either side, believe it or not, are separately fitted, which honestly on Bachmann Thomas models is a pleasant surprise, and overall, I have to say, the character of Donald is captured quite perfectly here. The whistles and valves on top are also separately fitted and honestly look quite amazing, and I know this is likely hiding the motor or the mechanism. The entire bottom part is just this large black brick, so detailing it, putting figures in there is going to be a little difficult. But there is plenty of room on the tender foot plate, and speaking of the tender is very much the same. The lining on both have been applied very carefully. Unfortunately, mine does have a bit of a knock in his tender right here, but besides that, everything is done quite well. The coal load inside of it looks absolutely amazing. There's some small rivet detailing here on the front. Of course, separately fitted detail on the buffer beam. Overall, this is a really wonderful model. I do have to say though, the tenders are very, very light, especially when compared to the engines. These engines are tanks. They are very, very strong, and their tenders are, while durable, not very weighty like the locomotives are. So believe it or not, in my Douglas, I still haven't done it to Donald yet, I've added a little bit of extra weight. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it is much heavier than Donald's is. And here soon I'll get around to fixing his as well, and I highly recommend if you do get these models, you put some weight in these tenders. Since they're so strong, I like to run them with longer consists, and a super light tender will often cause derailments, especially going over switches, but I'd have to say those are my main gripes. The faces on both of these models are honestly not the best, but not the worst either. At least they're actually different. You can tell them apart by their eyebrows, even though the faces are the exact same mold, which honestly is accurate to the actual show, so no real fault there. These two are essentially the same, of course just featuring their respective nameplates and numbers. So let's go ahead and take a look at Douglas as well. Literally the same thing we just saw, just a bit dustier because I've been using him. An overall tremendous model that, in my opinion, needs a little bit of modification to work to his highest potential. But with that modification, these easily become some of the best runners you can get from the Bachmann line. Or Thomas and Friends line, I should say. These guys are strong, but instead of telling you guys about that, I figure it's easier to actually show you. So let's get these two dusted off and ready and take them off to the layout. Oh, oh, oh. Confusion and fuckery right here. Now, I know I say this a lot with basically every model I review on this channel, but if you're asking me, Donald and Douglas come highly recommended. Now, I wouldn't call them perfect since, again, the tinder is very light and that's something that needs to be modified. They don't have smoke boxes and the faces aren't the most accurate. There, of course, are some nitpicks I have with them, but it's honestly not common you get a Bachmann Thomas model that can haul every wagon you own. And these two are some of those models. And if you're looking for a model that can do that, these two are, well, just that. So altogether, I would have to give these guys a 7.5. No, we'll go an 8. I'll give these guys an 8 out of 10. I want to say 9 because I'm reviewing Donald, but 8.5. We'll settle with an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. And this, ladies and gentlemen, has been my review on the Bachmann Donald and Douglas. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe for even more train content. But please don't subscribe for a good outro because I don't know how to do those. So, shout out my patrons. Did you brush your teeth this morning? Huh? Am I reminding you to go do that? Am I reminding you to go do that? You should do that. Go, get on it. But after that, have yourself a good day. You deserve it.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.